Well, I'm very happy I called this early on with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I took a lot of heat for it, but I was right. This company's very, very woke. They always have been. And it gets worse every single time these guys open their mouths about this situation. If you don't know what's going on, they have turned the Kingdom Come Deliverance into a gay nightmare. And the problem, especially with something like this is really a Christian Crusader-themed game. Like, even the title, Kingdom Come, it comes from the Our Father prayer. I mean, I hate to have to explain this, but a lot of people don't understand tying in homosexuality and things like that into that is a deliberate attempt to mock and deride Christianity, to destroy Christianity. That's what wokeism is, and that's exactly why we have to fight it here. So we're going to get into the new updates where I guess game 1 was supposed to have Henry turn into a sodomite. Oh my gosh. A lot of people were like, in game 1, he was straight. What's going on? And I guess they wanted it all along. And this is just going mask off with these guys. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in culture here, my friends. And I would like you to check out my fantasy series, which is called The Adventures of Baron von Monacle. Here it is right now. I'm a book writer. This is a 6-book series as it loads, and it is really good stuff, guys, that you'll enjoy. It's about an airship crew that's questing, adventuring, fighting against monsters. Very clean, very fun, good for all ages, and that's what we're trying to do here. So check it out. It's in the description below. Really appreciate you guys for supporting our work and our artistic efforts as we fight against this cultural monstrosity that's going out there. Oh my gosh, it's really difficult some days, but we are going to keep telling the truth. And so here it is. Warhorse Studios community manager Christian Pointek, this woke community manager who's been going crazy, uses the handle Dr. Fusopoli, recently claimed that the reason the company did not make Henry, the game's protagonist, a sodomite, that's a person who has sex with other men, sodomy, we got to bring back that word again, guys, Kingdom Come Deliverance, was due to budget constraints. In a post on the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Steam forum, which, by the way, will ban you if you criticize this stuff for being a homophobe and a transphobe, because the community manager there is a woke activist, a player asked, why is Henry forced to be heterosexual in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1? So quite the opposite take as usual. Most gamers have actually pointed to early on that Henry is completely heterosexual in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. That is what he is. And in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, he's still the protagonist for now. And so they were hoping that, they wouldn't be adding this stuff in. It did turn out that Henry has the option in number 2 to go full bore, and it ends up with a complete gay sex scene, which nobody really wants in gaming in general. Absolutely crazy stuff. A lot of people have been turned off by the fact that these guys not only have that in there, but they gaslit everybody for weeks doing these weird posts. Nobody forced me to do anything in the game. This is all of my, the YouTubers are just saying things for clicks. It turns out they eventually admitted it was in there. It is a full-on deal, and yikes. So they wanted it in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Apparently, they said it was budget constraints that stopped it. So if they did have the unlimited budget to go full bore, they would have done this in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 back then, but they didn't have enough money, I guess, to do more of those cutscenes, to add more of that kind of material for them. Crazy stuff. That I guess they're admitting they were woke all along. On top of claiming it was due to budget constraints, he also shared in another response, sorry, more than 8 years ago, years before the release of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, did not know which additional options we would want to have for KCD 2, or if there would be a 2 at all. Our Kickstarter, we promised the game would be sold in 3 acts. You underestimate how dynamic game development is. Warhorse Studios creative director Daniel Varvra also claimed that Henry is you in here when asked if Henry is a heterosexual. Mr. Varvra, how are you once again? I'd like to ask about Henry's peculiarities. Since you created him, could you say if, canonically speaking, regardless of player's choice, Henry is a heterosexual, which is what everybody assumed from 1? Thank you. I'm a big fan of your work, and this is how these guys have been obfuscating. Henry is you. Again, he says these word sort of things on X, to mitigate stuff to where he's not saying anything, just being very cagey about this topic all the way along, because he knows what he does wrong. He knows that pushing this agenda is wrong. He knows that they are pushing the agenda, that they are trying to make this a thing. And because of that, he knows that there's going to be a lot of gamers who just don't want this, because we've been forced into so much LGBTQ crap over and over and over again. And now Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is supposed to be, again, a Christian-themed game, a crusading, kingdom come, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, deliver us from evil. That's where deliverance comes from, right? It's delivering us from evil. Now it's actually promoting evil lifestyles, right? And the whole woke agenda is very, very apparent on this. And moreover, just like his weird defense of like, there's the weird black person in the court too, is a strange thing as well. And I've seen the defenses, it's so well written, blah 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 blah. But back 10 years ago, he said there were no black people there. So clearly he's inserting the 2024, 2023, whatever current year agenda into it for the modern audiences. He's trying to say the modern audiences, this game is for you. Henry is you, after all, which is like very much the language that the woke use all the time, right? You have to feel seen. It's about you. You want to feel represented. Representation matters, right? And that's what they think about protagonists, right? I've never felt this, in writing. I write my books all the time, and I don't write characters that are me. That's not not my thing. It's a sign of hack writing, right? When you do that, and it's very like poor writing when it gets done. And so I always never identified with characters in games anyway. They're characters, right? You have to separate fantasy from reality, you'd think, but this is exactly what they do every single time. This came after it was noted 8 years ago. When Warhorse was promoting Kingdom Come Deliverance, Henry would not be a sodomite, and there would not be same-sex romance options available to players, is what they said back then. So Warhorse Studios says players who are not straight will they be forced to romance a woman here. Here it is. Nobody will force you to do anything. You will play as Henry, son of a blacksmith. Yes, he is straight, white, and male from Bohemia. They used to be very much on top of this. Got a little success, and you see how it turns. This is what people do. It's called taking the ticket, guys. And when you get a little success, you get promised more success. It might even be a subtle sort of thing, but they always push towards just appeasing the world guardians out there to keep themselves going at this point. But a lot of people tried to cancel them. They took a lot of pressure. Obviously, they caved to it pretty badly. It's so sad. So someone from France will not be able to play a French guy, even if he loves his country. If you're in a wheelchair, you'll still be able to walk in the game. And you see makes sense, right? A character's just the character. This is what they used to say. Henry will be able to have a dog in the game, even if you were more of a cat person. You'll be able to play as a Christian person, even if you're a Muslim, Hindu, atheist, or Jedi. So what if you were an artist and drawing is your life? And you see exactly, he pointed out how absurd trying to identify with the character and trying to force the character to be you all the time is. And now, of course, he's going back on this completely because this is what modern crap does. It's really sad. There's nothing wrong about people having different preferences and heritages, but we cannot cover them all. We don't want to. We want to tell the story of Henry, the son of a blacksmith from Silver Scalus, and he will be different from you. Not only his sexuality, but his heritage, his looks, and in his biography, and many more. He will be Henry. You are Van Silva, and you will be able to play as Henry if you want to. You can play his role. There are so much facets that creates a character, a person, an individual. Being gay or straight is not the only difference between people. People are people. Imagine this. This is what it used to be like before the whole woke agenda took over everything. But it's quite the opposite. But now, guys, it's completely changed again. Here it is. That was probably me who answered back then. I did not establish Henry as a character. Now there is an option to be bi, so you can be bisexual. But nobody will be forcing you to play as the bi character. In addition to that, Henry will now be more of a cat person because now we have cats. Oh, gosh. It's always cat ladies doing this kind of stuff, isn't it? So this is where they're going, guys. They completely gaslit everybody. This has been a complete disaster. It is still fine because the game was so popular that it is the number 2 most wish-listed game on the PS Network right now, and that is something that's big for their pre-orders. But I think a lot of gamers are just going to be upset with this as it comes out because nobody really wants this in their games. Everybody's very, very sick of this. Everybody's sick of changing, especially historical settings, to try to fit this sort of modern cookie-cutter mold of everything's black and everything's gay. And, it's sad to watch, but we tried to warn you guys a couple weeks ago on this, and we were on this from day one because you sniff this stuff out. It's very easy to see when people are using this kind of woke language, what happens with it. It's the same situation every time. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Are you going to be a bi Henry? Hit the like and subscribe. Or are you non-binary? Hit the like and subscribe button. And please check out my books, guys, for some good stuff. This is good fantasy that's clean. You'll absolutely love it. It's in the description below. Thank you so much for supporting our artistic efforts. We'll be back soon.